Hi, so we're here with Maxicat and Flavi Furtado, who are also part of the screening. Hi, and they have 3 films actually in the screening, 3 videos, and they are Bandera Falsa, Chile Ahora, y Corazones, Unidos en la Lucha. And so these videos are placed in different parts of the program. 2 of them are right where, like in the middle towards the end, but where all the 1-minute videos are coming. And then Corazones Unidos en la Lucha, it's farther at the end of the screening because the screening has been programmed chronologically. So I also consider the time of when that last piece was made, which is one of the last pieces that became part of the program. So thank you very much for, sending your work and being part of the screening. I was really excited to have you as part of the screening and see your work. And first, I would like to know a little bit more about you. If you can tell us who you are, what you do, and also how you became a collective.
Hi, I'm Flavia Furtado. I'm filmmaker and multimedia artist, and I consider myself activist too. Me and Maxi and me have been working for a lot of time making videos, and with the social revolt, the people revolt, we feel the urgent of make these short films because we felt very bad for the situation here in Chile.
Hi, I am Maxicat. I'm a DJ, promoter, a musician, I guess filmmaker too, here from Chile. And we've been working with Flavia in various videos, and right now we're in the video party, Fiesta de Videos.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we try to have like a multi-dimensional approach to making our stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like not only aesthetics but also like some degree of activism.
Yeah, that's really nice. I realized after I put you guys in the program how much stuff you were doing during the revolt, but also currently, and especially during the pandemic, with Fiesta de Videos, which is a screening that you have every Saturday. Is a screening party, you would call it, because you have a section where you show really interesting films at the beginning, and then you have DJs that have their sets live. So it's very exciting, just very fun thing that happens every Saturday, and that somewhat helped a lot of people to have something to do every Saturday. So that was really nice to see. So yeah, I would like to know how you started making work together, and how did this 3 films happen? How you decided to start creating video pieces about the revolt?
We had a real sense of urgency and emergency because we were getting like all this really tough news through the social media. We were like really anxious and angry and fear. We had a lot of fear. So at first, when the revolt started, we obviously went to the streets to check it out, like every person would, right? We were there like recording with our stuff. But then like 3 or 4 days into the revolt, we got under a state of siege, toque de queda, which means like you are locked up in your house way before it became popular.
Yes.
So we were locked up, and we thought like we have to do something with this, because the blackout from the mainstream media was also like a real deal. Like the stuff we were seeing on social media, like people getting their eyes shut at, and the news weren't there. So we felt like we had to do something to get the information flowing, like quick. It's really weird because it's like the same. I guess that must be happening in the USA. Like from the mainstream media, you get certain kind of news, but like from your social network, you get something really different.
Yeah. Flavi, you had something to say?
Yes, we felt very bad for the situation because in our neighbor, the police was shooting at the people because a lot of little manifestations were happen at the same time. So police were in todos los lugares,
all the places, different places.
All places, yeah. Police were la policía llegaba y empezaba a atacar a todas las personas, entonces pudimos nosotros ver eso y eso también nos dio como ánimo de empezar a hacer estos videos para mostrar un poco las injusticias. Eso.
Yeah, Flavi said that people will come everywhere and attack people, start attacking people, and be really violent with people. And so that really motivated them to go out and start collecting images to denounce what was going on. So yeah, you mentioned something, Maxi, and obviously Flavi, about the role of social media. And, you know, it's something that I've noticed, and I'm sure everyone has. Nowadays, rarely someone has a television in their house. That's a kind of like the media structure has changed, and we mostly have computers or cell phones, mobile phones, and we usually get the news through social media outlets. So something that was really impactful is what I started seeing when I was here and all of this started happening. What I started seeing through Instagram, for instance, and like all the videos that people were sharing on their stories, not even like videos taken by the press anymore. It was like people out in the street showing their clips from in the stories, saying this is what's happening right now. So something that's became really important is the role of the media artists, or, you know, people who work with media and visuals, and how that role became even more relevant at this time, because things were actually happen outside of your house. Like you didn't have to really go that far to find all the injustice and all this violence against people protesting. So yeah, I also would like to know specifically about the films that we have in the program. Were you working with found footage and your own footage, or was it mainly found footage? I mean, películas encontradas en la web. Si trabajaron con ese tipo de material o trabajaron con material propio.
We work with footage and recording of our own. Specifically in Bandera Falsa, we found footage on internet about police being bad. Yes, and in that time we can't record because the street was very violent. So many people that were taking pictures fue atacada por la policía.
Yeah, we see some of the images, how people who are taking pictures or videos are being attacked by police, are being shot at a close distance. So it was very dangerous. You could see how dangerous it was for people to actually get those images.
We actually were almost yeah. Wow. Like we were like Flavi was like recording a building that caught fire, and there's like a troop of soldiers in the street, and I'm looking at them like, wow, they really got the military out here, and there's like nobody on the street, right? We're like, oh, this is very nice. What? Yeah, just checking around, and suddenly these guys start walking toward us, like pointing us with their super rifles. Wow. And we have to run. we had to hide like in an apartment building, like really scary.
Yeah.
Kilos.
Huh?
Ellos querían matarnos.
I bet. They did. It did feel like that. I remember I had the opportunity to go to Chile in December for Christmas and for New Year's. And I remember before Christmas, there was one Friday, a big protest, and I went out with my brother to shoot and to record sound. And yeah, they were really shooting at us. Like the resistance in the square of the Dignity Square was so great. Like there were so many police and so many trucks and everything, and they were really shooting at people. And so that for me was a revelation, because I was not, I mean, I had seen it in videos, but there is a certain kind of disbelief, like you don't believe that it's actually real until you're there. So that's one of the things I really like about your pieces in particular, is because you actually are showing stuff that's really powerful and hard to believe, but that it was actually true.
Yeah, we had the opportunity to go to Galeria Cima, which is I'm should I introduce that?
Yeah. Tell us a little
Okay.
bit about it. Yeah.
Galeria Cima is an art gallery which is located just above Dignity Square. It has like a big terraza,
Terrace, yeah.
Where you can get like a full panoramic view of the full square, right?
Yes.
And they set up a
We
streaming
have to say
service.
that Dignity Square is where most of the protests happened, or most of where they either started there or ended there. So, and Dignity Square used to have the name of Plaza Italia, Italian Square. But since the Chilean people thought that was such a colonizing name, they changed it to Dignity Square. And
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
So Dignity Square was also used to be the place to gather when there was like sports celebrations,
Right. Yeah.
or whatever, like the national place, kind of, right?
Yes.
So from Galeria Cima, you can get a full view of the square, and they set up a streaming service which has been running since October, like 24/7, showing you the full square. And it's been really interesting because they have evidence of a lot of human rights violations, but also from, like vandalism. So it's all the human rights lawyers and also the cops are relying on Galeria Cima so they can get evidence for their trials.
Wow.
So it's an art gallery which turned into a media outlet, and then turned into like a witness.
Wow. Yeah.
And we had the chance to go there on the 31st of January when we were protesting because the cops killed a sports fan from the football team Colo-Colo. And it was a really emotional protest, and we had the chance to be there and record from terrace, something really amazing, which I will never forget. And it was really funny because in the midst of it, suddenly some German reporters arrive, and they have like full anti-nuclear garments, and like a $3 million camera. And we were there like with a high like a high ocho high
right
video camera, and a broken tripod, like
a very cheap camcorder.
That was really funny.
Like this.
Very third world filmmaker.
We had masks and everything. Like us Chileans were wearing masks like 6 months before coronavirus.
I know so much. Like I feel like Chileans were way more prepared than others for coronavirus because of everything that was already going on in the streets. So I remember saying something like, oh, okay, so now we have coronavirus, but I was thinking, but people can still protest in Chile because they have the best masks I've ever seen. Like the biggest ones, the 99 N99 that protect you from everything. So I'm pretty sure they can keep going out to the streets. Yeah, so it's super interesting because you guys, as I said in the program, like your pieces really show a lot, and the images that you capture um, have a lot of that you're actually showing what's going on. You're actually, you know, there where the action is taking place. And a lot of the times in experimental filmmaking, you don't have access to the actual thing or the actual images. So a lot of the filmmakers that were not present in Chile have this more poetic way to approach the subject because they
Right.
don't have access to these images. But I was also very excited to see your work that is very visually engaging, and a lot is going on, but you know, it has also the side that's you know, you are denouncing things that are happening, you are criticizing, and you are making a statement. So you can see it in a way as a kind of like a funny, you know, way to approach with humor, but at the same time that humor is a way to criticize the system very, very harshly. And so yeah, so that your films become really interesting. I want to know a little bit about the call that Daniela Sabrowski did for Chaos Germen, because this is how I got to know you guys. So how was that, and did you make that piece specifically for the call, or did you already have the piece?
We already have the piece,
Mm-hmm.
but that call was very important
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of filmmakers have a short film, and they when we reunited in the middle of their boat and see that speak to each other about it. So it was very important for
Mm-hmm.
the reflection of the pieces.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice. Carlos Flores, the filmmaker, was there, and he was making like big propaganda analysis in film. That was really
Wow,
enlightening.
that's awesome.
And also it was really funny that we were like across the street from the state, how you say, the police
Station?
offices.
Yeah,
Yeah,
police department. Yeah.
the police department, where they take all the guys that they take from Dignity Square. Like it's the
What?
closest one, right?
Wow.
So we were like there talking about films and propaganda, and you heard right out the window like, "Ah!"
Oh,
Cuando
wow,
íbamos
that's
llegando a
amazing.
juntarnos, se estaban llevando a una persona detenida al lado de nosotros.
Sí.
With Flavi saying that when they were getting together for the screening, someone was actually taken into arrest. They were taking a prisoner from one of the protests. So, yeah, that's powerful. Yes, but yeah, I mean, it was really nice to contact Daniela and to be able to like have access to. Daniela sent me a bunch of films that had been part of the call, and I was able to watch so much. And this is how I found you guys, and it was really nice because then I realized you had so many other work and that you're really active. They're constantly making things. I would like to know, what are you working on right now?
Yeah, we have a project about the flea markets in
Mm-hmm.
Santiago,
Mm-hmm.
which we really love, and we've been kind of slow working in that because of the pandemic, but we hope to get it out soon. And it's like it's about capitalism in Santiago, because wealthy families buy a lot of junk that they don't need, and eventually, like 15 hours later, it gets dropped out on the streets, and people who scavenger during the night get them to the flea market in another part of the city. So you get like really weird, amazing stuff. It's like the ocean, you know, like when the ocean puts a lot of stuff in the beach, like beautiful, weird stuff that has
Garbage.
traveled through the
Yeah.
ocean. It's like the same thing, but like in hyper capitalism.
Wow. Yeah, that seems like something super interesting, and we can't avoid capitalism. It's everywhere, so it's like we better talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that I thought was really also interesting about showing your work with this screening is that when the screening happened the first time at Anthology Film Archive, I was able to show work that was intended for video or for Instagram video or Instagram TV, and to show it in the big theater. And so that was super nice because in a way it was to take you know a new space for this work, but also a lot of the times people have such high standards of how things have to look visually, like high production value, that you, in order to be a filmmaker, you need to know this is all this technical aspect of it, that a lot of times just makes it harder for everyone to make work. So being able to, you know, show this in the theater, and people reacted really well. Like, people loved it. They loved the fact that I was showing even the 1880 1920 format, which is like the long story format. There were two pieces like that, and then your piece that was like, you know, I kept asking you, send me a higher resolution because I know it's gonna look, you know, very pixelated, but then also that has a value too, which is,
Yeah, you know, if I could go to the Mapuche guy who shoot the video and give him a better telephone, I would.
yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, but then that speaks of the value of images, and sometimes it is a matter of just being there. What's important, being there and being able to show you something, and it's something that also relates a lot with the movement here in the US and what happened during the months of May and June with the Black Lives Matter movement. Social media was again really important, and it gave an opportunity to POC filmmakers to go out on the street and do their own work there in the street. So we're running out of time. We could, like, I'm gonna give you some time to say something you would like to say about the program or being part of the program or anything else.
About what you were saying just now, like the pixelated image has some kind of like edge to it. It's like listening to old school punk rock music with a really, really distorted sound. It's got that same like directness, I feel, to it.
Yeah, I agree.
I wanted to say that.
Yes. I want to say that right now the social and economic situation in Chile is very difficult. With the COVID pandemic, precariousness has increased. I have spoken with a lot of different people, and all have gone through many economic difficulties, in which the government has not taken charge and taken insufficient measures that have only served to indebt people. But Chilean government has money. We have been able to see how police are rewarded with new weapons and cards for the repressions of peaceful manifestations by the people. Now we are going through a historical period where the people will choose to change the constitution created by in the Pinochet dictatorship. But it will be not easy at all. The government is not in favor, and they continue violate the human rights of those who are in favor of changing the constitution. It fell on the air that the popular revolt is going to return. So
yes,
maybe we have to have a 2.0.
We will.
Muestra,
Screening, yeah.
La muestra 2.0.
It will happen. It definitely will happen. I've talked to all filmmakers about it. And I'm also really excited to see the work of other people. So if you guys know other filmmakers that are doing work, please share it with me. But yeah, that's something that I really want to do. It's like a current state of affairs kind of thing, a current screening with what's happening right now. So that would be really nice to do and to share with everyone. So thank you so much for joining today. Muchas gracias, chiquilles. Gracias por todo.
Gracias a ti, Anto. Gracias por invitarnos. Estamos muy felices. En lo que
Qué
tú
bueno.
necesites te vamos a apañar. Así que
Bacán.
solo nos dices.
Yes. Yeah, it's all about being, you know, having that collective effort, because it's the only way we can get our voices heard. It's like when we join and we like scream even louder. And we need that nowadays. We need to be together.